Spring, one of the four seasons that we have here on Earth. And honestly, for a lot of people, it's the best season. Now, I can understand why. The sun is shining, finally getting out of the cold. The animals are coming back, and even the flowers and plants are starting to bloom. But for me, spring has to be one of the most complicated seasons out of the four. And here's why. Allergies. Now, I'm a pretty, normal. Well, there are some things that I guess don't constitute as normal, but besides that, I'm pretty normal. Pretty laid back, honestly, and so not a lot of things rile me up, and that includes allergies. I don't have a peanut allergy. I only have, I guess, one or even none medical allergies. But one thing I am allergic to is, for some reason, grass. Yes, ever since I was a kid, whenever I would wanted to go outside and go out to the field and play soccer or play with my friends or my family, I suddenly get itchy, watery eyes, and start sneezing like a dog. So one of the things is I'm allergic to grass, and ever since I was a kid, I never understood why. I remember I would go to the doctors and they would say you need to take these medicines, Benadryl, those types, and I was wondering, why should I even take these medicines? And one time I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna take this medicine. And that's when we had field day. Now, field day is basically when you have a free day and you get to do a lot of activities. You get to play around, play soccer, go to the playground, and basically have a fun time. Now, me being the rebellious kid I was, said no to the medicine, and when it was field day, I was having a fun time. I was trying to play soccer because I'm not that good at it, and when I was, midway playing, I started getting these allergic reactions. I was sneezing a lot and my eyes were watery. So I decided to go to the bathroom quickly when we had a little break, and I was just sneezing so much. But it was finally started to calm down when I went to the bathroom and blew my nose and everything was fine. I continued to play, and that's when I non-stop for 1 whole minute I was sneezing. Everybody of course asked me, are you okay? I was like, yeah, sure, I'm fine, I guess, because nothing really hurt. I was just sneezing a lot, and that's when I blew my nose, and of course blood came out because I was just sneezing full of mucus the whole day, and got sent to the nurse and got scolded by my parents because I didn't take my medicine. And that was one of the few times I get scolded because, as I mentioned, I'm a pretty laid back kid. I'm not over there committing, crimes, stealing a car, vandalizing, selling drugs, destroying the world. I'm not doing any of those things. So for me personally, it was a pretty big deal. But my allergies aren't the only thing that pop up during the spring. A lot of holidays like Easter come out and we basically celebrate them. Now, I don't really celebrate Easter that much. The last time, if I have to remember, would probably be when I was in 6th grade. And in the park, we would do, I think, some sort of Easter egg hunt. And I remember this mainly because when I was going over there for the Easter egg hunt, there was a prize where you get to win, I guess the money. Of course, my parents, wanting to win all the money, decided to go and get the most of it. I went over there, and that's when I found one of the Easter eggs. But when I was trying to go for it, I see someone who, let's just say, looked a little too big for it. And if you know anything about Arizona, let's just say we have a big epidemic. Shout out to The Rock. And I ain't talking about Dwayne Johnson. So I saw this crackhead trying to go for clearly the egg with the money in it, and at first I wanted to take it and say, hey, that's, you're not a part of this. But then I also remember Stranger Danger, and am I really going to talk to someone who has a potential to rip my face off, even if I'm a kid? Nah, I ain't gonna do that. So I went over there, and when I went back to my parents, they were wondering why didn't I get the one, I didn't get any of the money ones, because all of the ones that I got were either useless items or candy. And I said, well, I was about to get one, but I saw this homeless guy, and they were like, oh, okay, then I guess it's fine. And literally, when I was over there collecting all this stuff, I saw the homeless guy give the kid the Easter egg, and I was wondering, what the heck is this? That's when I found out that the homeless guy had a family of himself. Here I thought I was gonna get murdered by this homeless guy if I didn't give, the Easter egg to him, but here I found out out literally at the end that he had a whole family himself, and let's just say he had a lot of kids. So when there was no surprise when he was grabbing the Easter eggs. And remember, the Easter egg hunt was for kids. I don't know how he was able to, go over there. Maybe he just told them that, oh, I'm here to help with my little kid, because he had, small toddlers with him. But yeah, his face, the way he was looking at me, felt like he wanted to like rip my face off. It was that sense of fear, in JoJo with the menacing things. Yeah, he literally had that. I experienced that in real life. Shout out to Tony Khan. I feared for my life, and honestly, I would have preferred a headlock from Punk than whatever this potential crackhead would do to me. Overall, spring is a pretty cool season. Honestly, you can't really compare it to the other ones. In the summer, it's too hot. In the fall, it's too, I guess, dreary, and there is a vibe, but you can't really do that much things outside because, it's starting to get cold, and in the winter, it's cold. But while I did talk about the negatives about spring, there's also a few positives. Honestly, spring is one of the best times to be outside. It's sunny, but not to the point where you need to, rub yourself in lotion until you change skin colors. It's a pretty good amount of sun, and the wind is amazing, especially for walking or playing sports or just being outside in general. You appreciate Mother Nature even more. It's like, what? Maybe Poison Ivy is right. Maybe we do take, Earth for granted. And, you suddenly start thinking things, and you realize that maybe you don't even need to look at her body to realize that her ideas are probably right. And that's what I know about spring. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.